Greetings, salutations, respect, and love. I'm Scott, and you're in the Prog Corner, man. Today, it's a big one. Oh, yeah, 10 years in the making. It's Moon Safari's fifth album, Himlabacken Volume 2. Yeah, it comes hot on the heels of Himlabacken Volume 1 from 2013. This was a band formed in Skellefteå, Sweden in 2003. They sent some demos off to Thomas Bodin from the Flower Kings, who ended up producing their first album, The Doorway to Summer in 2005. A great, great record. They followed it up in '08 with Bloomeljude, which up to this point was by far my favorite Moon Safari album. 2010, Lover's End came out, and then 2013, Himlabacken Volume 1. So why did it take 10 years between albums 4 and 5? Well, there's a few reasons. Obviously, there was a pandemic that happened. One of the members of the band, Simon, quit and then came back, and he didn't know what he was doing. He's firmly back in the band, thankfully. Then they had a change of drummers. They lost their original drummer, Tobias Lundgren, and they picked up Michael Israelsson from Black Bonzo. So who's in the band? What is Moon Safari all about? Well, it's Peter Sandstrom, Pontus Åkesson, who replaced Anton Johansson after the first album, Simon Åkesson, Johan Westerlund, and Sebastian Eckerson, who joined the band after the first two albums. And then, like I said, the new drummer's Michael Israelsson, and he definitely gives them a little bit more of a harder edge. This album here, produced or mastered rather by the great Rich Mauser, who did all those Spock's Beard and Transatlantic records. So this record is easily the best sounding album by the band. But it's different, man. A little different DNA here, a little heavier. They're going in some different directions here, and I'm digging it, man. The album starts out with a song called 198X, parenthetically called Heaven Hill, which is what Himlabacken means, I guess. It means Heaven Hill. So it's a return. Welcome back. Same old sound, same old thrill. Welcome back to Heaven Hill. It's got weird squealing metal guitars in a Moon Safari song. You just didn't expect that, but what you do expect are all those glorious 4-part harmonies. Yeah, all 6 members of the band sing, and so they come right out the bat with all those layered harmonies, sounding really good. Next song is the first single, called Between the Devil and Me. This thing is 10.5 minutes long, and Moon Safari fans have known this song for a while. They performed it on Cruise to the Edge all the way back in 2018. But apparently it has had a few changes, not least of which is that amazing coda section that they end the song with. It starts with the piano figure in A minor, so it's kind of dark and creepy, and then the guitar riff comes in. That's really cool. The chorus is really, really big after the 80s sounding verses. Really adds a lot of variety to that sound. Yeah, this is heavy for Moon Safari, and it's really, really cool. There's a real bright, breezy major key section that definitely makes me think of Star Castle. And then, like I said, that coda is just awesome. That brings the song to a real rousing conclusion. Next up is the second single, short little song called Emma Come On. It's only 3 minutes long, and this is like if Yes and Genesis in the 80s had kept a little bit more of their prog DNA whilst writing shorter pop songs. Maybe they would have come around to something like this. I guess this song's about Emma Stone. It's weird, man. I don't really quite understand it, but I guess it's about, putting posters on your bedroom wall and hero worship and stuff like that. So after those first 3 songs, which sound nothing like anything Moon Safari's ever done before, we get back into a little bit more familiar territory with the 4th song, and it's unbelievable. It's called A Lifetime to Learn How to Love. It's 8.5 minutes long, and it is absolutely gorgeous with this beautiful piano melody in D. It's in 4/4 time. When the chorus hits, you're in 3/4 time, so it kind of throws you off a little bit. It doesn't help that the instruments drop off and the chorus the first time, so you're really kind of left floating, wondering where you're going. As the verse comes back, you're kind of in that nowhere, no man's land between 3/4 and 4/4 until they finally settle back in. Real cool trick. The band comes in and the guitar picks up the piano riff. Very cool. You get this ginormous choral sound when the original theme comes in, and then you get all these replacement chords towards the end of the song. Is big, it's powerful, it takes its time, but when you get the key change and the guitar solo comes in, just amazing. This is a great track, leads you into the first of two choral pieces. This one's called Beyond the Blue, and it's 2 minutes long. This is the one in the minor key, and it's real creepy sounding. It's in C sharp minor, and they sing in English here. Kind of acts as an intro to the next song, which is Blood Moon. Clocks in at almost 6 minutes long, and it's kind of the one song on the album I'm not 100% sure about. It's kind of funky. It's got a real skitterish kind of riff that's syncopated. You're in E, so it's really shiny with all those, with the 4 sharps and the key signature. But it's in a 5/4 time, syncopated 5, so it kind of leaves you, wondering where you're going here. It's a strange song, but the second half of this track, they let their instrumental hair down, and it sounds really cool. But that all leads up to this absolute monster of a piece called Teen Angel Meets the Apocalypse. This is 21 minutes of absolute prog perfection. Yeah, I did have a problem with the last 2 Moon Safari albums. I didn't find a whole lot of prog going on in Lover's End or Himlabacken 1. Man, they corrected it 100%. This track has everything you want from a prog epic. It starts in 6/8. You're in C minor with the real creepy gothic melody. Do 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 do, and it's just glorious. And then it gives you a couple beats of 4. It gets back into the 6/8. Very gothic with the church organ. Some really, really good drumming from the new guy with some strings going on. And then they do that riff in double time. And yeah, you realize you got a real good drummer in this band, man. And the metal riffs just keep coming. And then you get the first sign of a motif that repeats over and over, and that is the C to the B to the C. And now you're in C minor, but they do it and they bring you into C major, where you get a C and an F chord, and now you're in the first you're in the first vocal section. Comes in at like the 3.5 minute mark, singing about looking for diamonds in the rain, which is a line from Himlabacken 1. These are songs we will leave for our children, memories of the Garden of Eden. This is typical Moon Safari territory right here. Singing about ringing your bells for better days to come along. He's singing about Sweden and stuff. It's pretty cool. You get another change at the 7.5 minute mark, and it's just another cool metal riff. Followed by another one and another one, making me think of Neil Moore's band. And then you get this incredible riff with the gothic sound with a church organ in the background. Just so amazing. At 8:45, the low pianos come in syncopated time. It sounded like a spy movie or something. Real scary and creepy. And then you get another vocal section that comes in. It's just amazing. Again, that CBC little notes come in, and you're in for another round of something, but they back it up with all this Carmina Burana-like choral stuff in the background. It's just awesome. Then you get another amazing killer world-class melody at the 12:20 mark that does it twice and never returns. This is a trick the Flower Kings do all the time in their better epics. It's just awesome. And then at the 13:20 minute mark, something really weird happens. You get into this weird XTC, ELO, the Beatles kind of thing, talking about London Bridge is falling down. It's pretty cool. They incorporate some of that gothic 6/8 intro stuff during this section, which sounds cool. The church organ then comes back in, and you're getting back into the choral section, and they're singing about so we lead our children underground till we find that $1 million sound. Well, I'm here to tell you, boys and girls, Moon Safari found that $1 million sound on this song. Wow. Baby, we don't need religion because we got rock and roll. London Bridge reference comes back, and then he does another John Lennon Imagine. We don't need no borders because we got rock and roll. It's just awesome. That last vocal section goes through its changes, and then you think it's done, man. And then the last 2 minutes of the song, the most incredible riff I've ever heard, comes barreling down the pike and bludgeons you with awesomeness. Do 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 do. It's just awesome, man. Takes the song home brilliantly. Best thing I've heard all year, and that's a fact. The song dies out with the lyrics, "The old world dies to rise again," and then that riff kicks in and takes you home. What an amazing track. And if that isn't enough, man, you get another 10-minute song that follows it, Forever For You, which is like the last main song in the album. There's a short little epilogue after this, which we'll talk about. But this is the last major piece, and it's kind of a soft rock masterpiece, making me think of like Seals and Crofts or America, bands like that. Starts with a gentle piano and acoustic guitar in C. Like I said, very soft rocky, speeds up at the 3:15 mark just a smidge, which is a really cool little trick to keep the momentum going. Then you get a sax solo that you just totally didn't expect, but absolutely makes sense. And then you get the most Moon Safari thing they've ever done. They take that acoustic guitar riff and they change it around with the synthesizers and electric guitars doing it. Just amazing, with replacement chords underneath to take the song home. Really, really great track. And then it ends with another a cappella piece, the epilogue. It's 3.5 minutes long, and interestingly enough, it's an E flat major. It sounds like you're in church with the church organ going, and you hear the church bells in the background. Dudes are singing in Norwegian, this beautiful melody, and in between the little vocal parts, you have a little piano melody that's quietly playing in the background. It's just incredible. What an amazing way to end an amazing record. So yeah, I did change my scoring system. I'm not doing the 5 headphones anymore. I'm doing a 10-point system. Is this gonna be my first 10 out of 10? Why, yes it is, boys and girls. It's absolutely a 10 out of 10. This is gonna blow my best of 2023 all out of the water. I have no idea what I'm doing now. I knew this album was gonna be good. I didn't know it was gonna be this good, and it's an absolute stone cold masterpiece. Yes, it's their best album, and I don't even think it's really that close, boys and girls. Welcome to 2023 Moon Safari, man. We missed you. It's so good to have you back. Anyway, I am Scott. You were in the Prog Corner, and I hope you enjoyed that. We'll be doing all kinds of, year-end stuff next week, but stick with me. I love you guys. Peace in the Middle East. Free Tibet, and God save the king. Save King Chucky the Third. Yes, indeed, that son of a gun. He needs your saving. Save him, boys and girls. Save Chucky right now. I'll see you tomorrow. Peace.